Hello, welcome to Imperial Truth, your source for honest and clear reporting. Here is the news for February 21, 2025.
A new study published in Nature Communications suggests that genetics play a smaller role in lifespan than previously believed, with environment and lifestyle choices being more significant factors. The research analyzed data from over 500,000 individuals and found that genetic inheritance accounts for only about 10 to 15% of longevity. Factors such as diet, exercise, stress management, and social connections were shown to have a greater impact on extending life expectancy. The study found that individuals who followed a Mediterranean diet, engaged in regular physical activity, and maintained strong social ties were more likely to live past 85. Data also indicated that exposure to environmental pollutants and socioeconomic conditions played a role in shortening lifespans. Researchers concluded that while genetics set a foundation, lifestyle choices and surroundings determine much of a person's overall longevity.
Industry analysts predict that gas prices will increase in 2025 due to geopolitical tensions, reduced oil production, and rising demand. The U.S. Energy Information Administration estimates that the average price of gasoline will rise to around $4 per gallon by mid-year, compared to the current national average of $3.42. Supply chain disruptions and oil output cuts by OPEC Plus have also contributed to the expected surge. A report from Goldman Sachs warns that crude oil prices may exceed $90 per barrel in the coming months if production constraints persist. Additionally, the transition to cleaner energy policies in several U.S. states is causing refiners to adjust operations, leading to temporary supply shortages. Experts suggest that consumers should prepare for volatile prices at the pump throughout the year.
Several Republican lawmakers are expressing reluctance to support proposed cuts to Social Security and Medicare despite pressure from party leadership. Representatives from battleground districts fear losing voter support if they back reductions to these programs. Many GOP legislators are instead advocating for alternative deficit reduction measures that do not directly impact entitlements. Polling data from Pew Research shows that 75% of Americans, including a majority of Republican voters, oppose cuts to Social Security. Lawmakers in conservative districts with aging populations have privately acknowledged concerns about political backlash. As negotiations continue, congressional leaders are struggling to find a consensus on balancing the federal budget without touching these programs.
President Donald Trump has signed an executive order aimed at reducing the financial burden of in vitro fertilization for families. The order directs federal agencies to explore options for increasing insurance coverage and subsidies for fertility treatments. Trump stated that the initiative is part of his commitment to supporting American families and ensuring access to reproductive care. The cost of IVF in the U.S. averages around $15,000 per cycle, with many couples requiring multiple attempts to conceive. Advocates have long pushed for expanded coverage, arguing that financial barriers prevent many from accessing the procedure. Supporters say it marks an important step in making fertility treatments more accessible.
A federal appeals court has ruled against President Trump's executive order attempting to end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants. The court found that the order violated the 14th Amendment, which guarantees citizenship to all individuals born on U.S. soil. Legal experts argued that any attempt to alter birthright citizenship would require a constitutional amendment rather than an executive action. The ruling is considered a significant setback for Trump's immigration agenda, which has faced numerous legal challenges. Immigration advocates praised the ruling, emphasizing that birthright citizenship has been a foundational principle of U.S. law for over 150 years.
Elon Musk's increasing influence in government policy discussions has reportedly caused friction with several cabinet members. Tensions escalated after Musk made unauthorized remarks about foreign policy matters, leading to concerns over his growing role in national security decisions. His recent comments about U.S.-China relations and his involvement in Ukraine's military technology have sparked bipartisan criticism. Government officials have expressed frustration over Musk's access to classified information and his involvement in sensitive negotiations. Some lawmakers are calling for increased oversight of Musk's companies, including SpaceX and Starlink, due to their strategic importance. The controversy highlights broader concerns about private sector figures influencing government policy.
President Donald Trump has intensified his criticism of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, labeling him a dictator and erroneously blaming Ukraine for the ongoing war with Russia. These remarks have strained U.S.-Ukraine relations and raised concerns among international allies. Trump's administration is reportedly seeking concessions from Ukraine as part of negotiations, a move that has been met with skepticism. In response to Trump's comments, bipartisan support for Ukraine in Congress has solidified, with lawmakers reaffirming commitments to military and humanitarian aid. Public opinion polls indicate that a majority of Americans continue to back assistance to Ukraine in its defense against Russian aggression. Analysts suggest that Trump's rhetoric may have inadvertently bolstered support for Ukraine both domestically and internationally.
Orlando International Airport is preparing for the future by designating special parking areas for flying cars. The initiative is part of a broader effort to accommodate electric vertical takeoff and landing eVTOL vehicles, which are expected to become commercially available by 2030. Officials at the airport have confirmed plans to modify existing infrastructure to support this new mode of transportation. According to a report from the Federal Aviation Administration, multiple aviation companies are developing eVTOL aircraft, with several expected to enter the market within the next 5 years. The Orlando project aims to create vertiports that will allow passengers to transition between traditional and airborne travel seamlessly. Industry leaders believe flying taxis could revolutionize urban transportation, reducing congestion and travel times.
U.S. stock markets experience significant declines today amid mounting concerns over a slowing economy and the impact of tariffs. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell over 700 points, or 1.7%, marking its worst day of the year, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite dropped 1.7% and 2.2%, respectively. Investors are reacting to reports indicating that business activity is nearing a standstill, with growth slowing to a 17-month low. Contributing to market jitters are fears surrounding President Trump's trade policies, including potential new tariffs and federal spending cuts. A survey by S&P Global revealed that U.S. business activity nearly stalled in February, with companies expressing concerns over the uncertain policy landscape. Additionally, consumer sentiment has declined, with inflation expectations rising, further exacerbating economic uncertainties.
Donald Trump is reportedly planning to take control of the U.S. Postal Service by dismissing its governing board and appointing loyalists. Sources close to Trump say he intends to remove current board members and replace them with individuals who support his agenda. This move would allow Trump to influence key postal policies, including election mail handling. Critics warn that such a restructuring could politicize the USPS and impact its ability to function independently. The Postal Service has faced scrutiny in recent years over operational changes that affected mail delivery times, especially during elections. If Trump proceeds with the plan, legal challenges are expected from lawmakers and advocacy groups. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can also follow us on our other socials, links in the description box below. Thank you again.